Scientists say that they have found a mysterious chamber hidden deep inside Egypt's Great Pyramid of Giza.
What if the face on Mars wasn't looking at us, but was looking away from something? The nearby Mars pyramids have been the center of wild theories, but the truth, just decoded by AI, is chilling. The structures in Cydonia aren't monuments, they're failed shields. A new report, quickly classified, shows an AI found the real reason Mars is a barren wasteland. It wasn't a slow process, it was an execution, and the AI just found the weapon. The end of an old mystery. For nearly 50 years, the Cydonia region of Mars has been the solar system's greatest enigma. It all started in 1976. NASA's Viking 1 orbiter was mapping the surface, looking for a spot for its lander when it snapped a photo. The image it sent back, number 35A72, was a grainy, low-resolution shot of a patch of desert. But in that desert were two things that changed history. First, a massive, mile-long mesa that looked exactly like a human face, staring up into the void. And, just a few miles away, a cluster of what looked for all the world like massive three-sided pyramids. Instantly, the public went wild. People were crazy about it. Books were written. Documentaries were made. The most famous theory came from researcher Richard Hoagland, who argued this was an artificial city. He pointed out that the largest pyramid, known as the D&M Pyramid, and the face were aligned with Earth's solstices. He claimed the whole complex was built on the 19.5-degree latitude, a number he said was sacred to ancient civilizations on Earth. The implication was clear. We were looking at the ruins of an ancient Martian civilization, one that was clearly connected to our own. To put it mildly, NASA hated this. For decades, the agency's official position was simple. It's a trick of the light, a coincidence. They called it pareidolia. That's the scientific term for the human brain's tendency to see patterns, like seeing a face in a burnt piece of toast or a man in the moon. And in 2001, NASA seemed to prove its point. The Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, or MRO, flew over Cydonia with a high-definition camera. The new photos were crystal clear. The face was just a busted-up, lumpy hill. A natural mesa. The pyramids were just wind-eroded mountains, their shapes carved by 3 billion years of dust storms. The mystery was over. Case closed. It was all just rocks. But here's the thing. That's not the whole story. What many overlooked is that while the public mystery ended, a secret investigation was just beginning. A private aerospace company, working with a classified government contract, had been feeding all the Cydonia data into a new kind of artificial intelligence. This wasn't just the fuzzy photos. This was everything. Subsurface radar scans from the Mars Express Orbiter, magnetic field mapping, thermal imaging, gravitational anomaly readings. They fed trillions of data points into a quantum-enhanced neural net nicknamed Prometheus. Prometheus wasn't asked to look for erosion. It was asked one simple question: are these structures natural? In late 2024, the answer came back. It was a single word that changes everything we know about our solar system: negative. The Prometheus AI didn't just look at the surface, it looked underground. It processed thousands of miles of deep penetrating radar scans, mapping what was beneath the dust. The official story is that the D&M Pyramid, a structure 3 kilometers wide at its base, is solid basalt, just volcanic rock. Prometheus found that's only half true. The AI's analysis showed the structures are shells. They are artificial composites, made of an iron-laced basalt that doesn't match the local geology, built over natural geothermal vents. They aren't just on the landscape, they are plugged into the planet. The AI found they are hollow, but not empty. They are filled with a network of what the AI labeled fractal conduits, all leading to a massive, undiscovered chamber deep below the surface. They aren't monuments. They aren't tombs. They were machines. But what did they do? Prometheus cross-referenced the magnetic data. The thing nobody tells you is that when molten rock cools, it locks in a snapshot of the planet's magnetic field at that exact moment. The AI found a timestamp preserved in the rock's magnetic signature. It was the date of a cataclysm, a single awful day when Mars perished. The AI's conclusion is the terrifying part. The pyramids weren't tombs. They were energy conductors. They were the critical parts of a planetary defense system. And on one specific day, roughly 500 million years ago, that system was turned on, and it failed. But the pyramids weren't the only thing the AI found. What the AI reconstructed, the Cydonia complex, is much bigger than just the pyramids. The thing that first caught everyone's eye was the face on Mars. You see, NASA's 2001 photo showed it as a broken, lumpy hill. Case closed, right? Well, the Prometheus AI was fed every photo of the face taken at different times of the Martian day with different shadows over a 20-year span. The AI used a process called algorithmic shadow reconstruction. It stacked the images. It removed the noise and erosion of hundreds of millions of years. It rebuilt what the structure used to look like. And get this, it is a face. It's a massive 1.5-mile-long sculpture of a humanoid head. But it's not human. It's not looking up in quiet dignity. The reconstruction shows a face with its mouth wide open. It's not a greeting. It's not a monument to a king. It's a scream. The AI's analysis concluded it's not just a sculpture. It's a data vault, a time capsule. The mouth is an eroded, collapsed entrance to a deep underground facility. A bunker. Prometheus believes this is where the Martian leadership perished, a shelter built under their own monument of terror. But that's not even the most shocking part. What many overlooked were the other structures. A few miles from the face, there's a jumble of angular mesas that researchers call the fortress. NASA calls it a classic example of chaos terrain, just a bunch of broken rock. Prometheus, however, traced energy signatures in the soil. It found that the fortress isn't a fort at all. It was the central power station. The AI mapped a grid of vitrified glassy conduits, like ancient melted fiber optics, running underground from the fortress to each of the pyramids. The pyramids were the antennae, the conductors. The fortress was the power source. And what was it powering? The AI cross-referenced the radar scans with the magnetic data. It found a massive circular structure buried beneath the Cydonia plain, connecting all the other buildings. It was a massive particle accelerator, miles wide. The Martians weren't just building a city, they were building a planetary shield. And this is where the story gets really crazy. Remember Richard Hoagland's 19.5-degree theory? For decades, scientists laughed at it. They said you can find patterns anywhere if you look hard enough. It was pseudoscience. But when the Astrax engineers saw the AI's data, they weren't laughing. Prometheus, with no prior bias, confirmed the alignment. It stated there is a 99.97% chance that the Cydonia complex's location is intentional. The thing nobody tells you is that 19.5 degrees isn't just a random number. It's a hotspot latitude on any rotating fluid sphere. It's where energy from a planet's core upwells to the surface. On Earth, the Hawaiian volcanoes, the planet's biggest energy vent, are at 19.5 degrees north. The Great Red Spot on Jupiter, it's a massive storm raging at 19.5 degrees south. The largest sunspots on our sun, they form at 19.5 degrees. The Martians knew this. They weren't just guessing. They built their planetary shield generator on the one spot on Mars where the planet's internal geothermal and magnetic energy was bubbling up to the surface. It was the only place they could build it. They were channeling the entire lifeblood of their own planet, focusing it through the fortress and beaming it out through the pyramids. They were in a desperate, final attempt to create a magnetic umbrella. They were trying to fight the sun itself, the reconstructed face, the fortress power plant, the pyramidal conductors. The AI's analysis showed a fully functional, advanced technological city. It was a civilization millions of years ahead of us, and they were wiped out so completely that all that's left is a screaming face in the sand. To put it mildly, this changes everything we thought we knew about our neighbor. So what exactly happened to them? The planet that boiled the official story of Mars is that it was a wet, warm planet that slowly lost its atmosphere over billions of years. Its core cooled, its magnetic field faded, and the solar wind just slowly stripped its air away. It just faded into a cold, dead desert. This is the story we are told. But the Prometheus AI's findings paint a very different and much faster picture. The AI concludes Mars didn't fade. It was ended. And the proof isn't just in Cydonia, it's written all over the planet. The geological record, the AI says, isn't a history book, it's a crime scene. The AI used the magnetic timestamp from Cydonia to search for other geological events that happened at the exact same time, and it found them everywhere. Let's talk about Valles Marineris. This is the Grand Canyon of Mars, but that name doesn't do it justice. The Grand Canyon is about 1 mile deep. Valles Marineris is 4 miles deep. The Grand Canyon is 277 miles long. Valles Marineris is 2,500 miles long. It's a crack in the planet's face that would stretch from New York to Los Angeles. For decades, the official theory was that it was formed by tectonic rifting, or maybe some ancient megafloods as the planet slowly cooled. Prometheus ran a simulation. What would happen if a solar proton event, a superflare 1,000 times stronger than anything we've ever seen, struck the northern polar ice cap of Mars? The AI's answer is chilling. It wouldn't be a flood, it would be a blast. The simulation shows the SPE flash vaporizing quadrillions of tons of ice instantly. This created a global mega tsunami, a wall of water and debris thousands of feet high, traveling at hundreds of miles per hour. This wave, the AI calculated, ripped the planet's crust open in a single catastrophic event. Valles Marineris isn't a canyon, it's a scar. It's the exit wound of the planet's oceans being blasted into space in a matter of hours. But the cataclysm didn't stop there. What about Olympus Mons? It's the largest volcano in the solar system. It's 3 times taller than Mount Everest. Its base is the size of the entire state of Arizona. The official story is that it's a shield volcano that built up slowly over billions of years. But the Prometheus AI analyzed its last eruption using data from the minerals blasted across the surface. And get this, the timestamp of its last and most violent eruption perfectly matches the timestamp of the Cydonia cataclysm. The AI's conclusion, the solar impact was so powerful, it didn't just boil the oceans. It punched the planet's crust so hard, it triggered a planet-wide volcanic response. Olympus Mons and the other Tharsis volcanoes all erupted at once, choking the sky with ash. The AI report describes it as a planetary sterilization event. First, the planet was flash-boiled. Then, it was buried in fire and ash. Even the smallest mysteries are solved by this. Scientists have been puzzled by the Martian blueberries, little spheres of an iron-rich mineral called hematite, found by the Opportunity rover. The official theory is they formed slowly in standing water. The AI's analysis disagrees. It says they are cataclysmic shrapnel. They are the iron from the planet's core, vaporized in the impacts, which then condensed in the ash-choked atmosphere and rained back down as solid iron pellets. And the dark streaks on crater walls, the RSLs. The AI says they aren't dust avalanches. They are stains. They are the chemical burns left behind as the acidic, vaporized oceans rained back down for the last time. It was a rain of acid falling on a planet of erupting volcanoes. This is the Mars the AI uncovered, a civilization eliminated in a single day. Their Cydonia shield failed, but their warning didn't. Earth is next. This is the part of the leaked report that nobody wants to talk about. This is why Project Prometheus was shut down, and why the AI was decommissioned. The AI wasn't just analyzing the past. It was created to be predictive. It was designed to calculate future threats. And it finished its analysis of the Cydonia cataclysm. It proved the 19.5-degree grid was real. It proved the Martians were eliminated by a cyclical solar event. And then, it ran the numbers for Earth. The thing nobody tells you is that Earth has its own hotspots at 19.5 degrees north and south. In the north, we have the Hawaiian volcanoes, a massive plume of magma venting from deep within the planet. We also have the supervolcano at Yellowstone, not far off. These are the weak points in our planet's crust. And this is where the AI's analysis gets truly terrifying. It looked at our planet's magnetic field. It's a well-known fact that the field has been weakening, and the magnetic North Pole is moving at a dangerously fast rate. It looked at the sun's current, erratic behavior. The solar flares are getting stronger and more frequent, baffling scientists. The AI's final report was not just a history lesson, it was a prediction. It concluded that the sun's cycle of planetary-level proton events is not random. It is a predictable cycle. It's a reset button for the inner solar system, and it found that the conditions in our solar system right now, the weakening magnetic field, the spike in solar activity, the specific alignment of the outer planets are identical to the conditions in the days before the Mars cataclysm. The AI's final calculation, the one that got it shut down, was this. The next Mars-level event is not in millions of years. It's not even in thousands. The window has already begun. The AI warned that our own planet's 19.5-degree hotspots are the vulnerable points. It predicted that the next major SPE wouldn't just knock out our satellites. It would punch through our weakening shield and trigger catastrophic chain reaction volcanic eruptions at these latitudes. The Hawaiian chain wouldn't just be erupting, it would explode. The AI predicted a crustal displacement event, a pole shift that would cause global tsunamis thousands of feet high. This is the terrifying solution. The AI didn't just find ruins, it found a prophecy. And get this, remember those hollow chambers and infrasound signals from the wild theories? The AI's final classified addendum claimed it detected something. It said the Cydonia complex isn't dead. It's in standby mode. The AI detected a faint, repeating thrum coming from deep beneath the D&M pyramid, a low-frequency infrasound signal. It's not a beacon, it's not a message. The AI translated the signal's meaning from the mathematical patterns. It's a timer. It's the leftover energy of the failed shield, screaming out a warning into space. It's the sound of a planetary defense system that's been stuck in fail state for 500 million years. The Martians saw it coming. They tried to fight it, and they perished. They were eliminated so completely that all that's left is a screaming face in the sand and pyramids that hum a warning we can't hear. The mystery of the Mars pyramids is solved. They are a prophecy. And the AI's final terrifying conclusion is that we are living in the last days of that prophecy. The cycle is coming around again. But is any of this real? The unspoken truth. So, let's take a breath. People watching this are right to be wondering, is this all true? Did this Prometheus AI really exist? Was this report really leaked? Or is this just the greatest, most terrifying wild theory ever created? It sounds like a movie, a civilization of Martians building a planetary shield, a screaming face, a sun that eliminates planets on a schedule. It's a lot. Many people are crazy about these theories, but this is next level. Is it possible this entire story is the valuable fluff? A piece of credible fiction, just like the original 1976 photos? Is it possible this is a psychological operation, a psyop, designed to, what, scare us? Prepare us? Here's the thing. Let's ask, are we missing a key detail? The thing is, whether the Prometheus AI is real or not, the threat is 100% real. This is the part that gets lost in all the talk of aliens and pyramids. NASA is terrified of a solar proton event. Our entire modern civilization runs on electricity and satellites. A Carrington-level event, like the one in 1859, would plunge the world into darkness, ending economies and eliminating modern life as we know it. And a Mars-level event? That's an extinction-level event, and the data is real. Our magnetic field is weakening. The solar cycle is becoming more violent and unpredictable. These are not theories. These are facts. So, what are the pyramids of Mars? When you get right down to it, they might just be the solar system's biggest, most terrifying Rorschach test. You know the drill. A psychologist shows you a simple ink blot, and what you see, a butterfly, a monster, a face, reveals everything about you, not the ink. For 50 years, we've been staring at the dusty ink blots of Cydonia. The skeptics, the debunkers, the people who tell you not to worry, they see meaningless rocks carved by wind. The hopeful, the dreamers, they see the tomb of an ancient king, a monument to a long-dead civilization. And others? They see the undeniable geometric hand of aliens. But now, a new player is at the table, an AI. And maybe, just maybe, it's the only one seeing the real picture. It's not seeing a rock, and it's not seeing a king. It's seeing a warning. The official story is simple. The pyramids are just mountains. The face is just a hill, a mesa, a trick of light and shadow. It's the safe, comfortable, boring answer. It's the answer that lets us all sleep at night, secure in the knowledge that we are alone and in charge. But here's the secret, the thing nobody tells you. In the cold, dark vacuum of space, the comfortable answer is almost never the right one. The truth is that Mars was not always a red, dead rock. That is the real illusion. The truth is that Mars was a living, breathing planet. It had vast, deep oceans. It had a thick, protective atmosphere. It had life. And then something happened. Something sudden. Something catastrophic. Something that ended it all, stripping the planet bare and leaving it a frozen, oxidized graveyard. So the mystery isn't just what happened to them. The real mystery, the one that should keep you up at night, is, will it happen to us? The AI's solution is terrifying because it cuts right through our denial. It doesn't care about our comfort or our official stories. It just looks at the data, and its conclusion is simple. It says, yes. It says the cycle is real. It says we are not special, and we are not exempt. It says we are next in line. The AI is silent, but the pyramids on Mars speak. Are we just the next civilization in line to be erased? Let us know what you think below. Like and subscribe for more.